Secretary General Professor Yogesh Parikh ji, our Treasurer Dr. Atanu Badra ji, all our respected Vice Presidents, office bearers, all the respected Executive Board members, and we are especially honored to have a very distinguished chief guest today, Professor Dr. Jahangir Alam, who has consented and has made it appropriate to attend today in spite of such an issue going on in his country. At the same time, welcome to dear our Dr. Sitaraman sir, as well as Mrs. Meera Srivastav ji, Dr. Banu Purmat sir, all the respected members of the IYCF chapter, all the respected guests, everybody from the scientific committee, the media committee, and the monitoring committee of the IAP Ki Baat Community Ke Saath program. Today we are meeting for a topic which is absolutely close to each and every IAP and every pediatrician in India and across the world, because something which is common not just across the world but to the entire mammalian species is the fact of breastfeeding, where the mother breastfeeds the offsprings. And this is something which has found reference and relevance right from the ancient scriptures of every possible religion, the work of all philosophers. It has gone on across the years to the work of all philosophers, all great spiritual leaders, all great national leaders, to all the people from the scientific fraternity, from the parenting fraternity, from the medical fraternity, especially the pediatric fraternity. And even more, it extends to even Bollywood, where heroes like Dharmendra had patent dialogues where they were doubting the breastfeeding strength, given strength to the villain or something like that. So this is something which is truly, truly pervasive. And we are very proud to note that the IAP has taken cognizance of this right from the last 3 to 4 decades. And I would now invite our IAP National President, Dr. Basavaraj sir, to address the gathering today on this wonderful occasion. Dr. Basavaraj sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Samir ji, for giving a wonderful context. This is in a program, IAP Ke Baat, Community Ke Saath, which has been launched by Indian Academy of Pediatrics with a great support from our Honorable President-elect, Dr. Vasant Kalatkar, Dr. Upendra Kindekar, our immediate past president, and executed by none other than our dynamic secretary, Professor Yogesh Parikh, Atanu Badra, and our core team, which has been led by Dr. Geeta Patil, 𝐁𝐿𝐬, Dr. Sameer Dalwai, Dr. Shantraj, Dr. Amresh Patil. They have been meticulously carrying out with the help of all the vice presidents of the 5 zones, led by Dr. Satish Sharma ji, our senior vice president, Professor 𝐁𝐴𝐬, Dr. Atul Kulkarni, Dr. Ajay Srivastav, Dr. Santanudev. And today's topic, that's one of the most interesting, which is very, very relevant in the today's context, that is breastfeeding. How do we sensitize the whole community into that? We are fortunate to have none other than Professor Jahangir Alam, our Secretary of Bangladesh. In spite of a lot of turmoil which is going on, sir is joined here. It is a very fortunate to have Professor Jahangir Alam as our chief guest, and our guest of honor, none other than Professor Sitaraman sir, who has been in worked throughout his career in the neonatology department, because I fortunate to have is my teacher, who I learned my neonatology and breastfeeding things with Professor Sitaraman sir. And sir is very passionate about the judicious use of human milk banking. When you talk about human milk banking, there is a lot of hue and cry regarding that. Sir is a very promoter of judicious use of human milk banking. And our executive board member, who are been such a wonderfully, they're doing a job across the India. All the our executive board member carrying out the IAP Ke Baat Community Ke Saath program. I'm sure our scientific committee, which has been led by Dr. Geeta Patil Madam, with the guidance of the great stalwarts of the breastfeeding, Professor Bana Purmat sir, Dr. 𝐁𝐴𝐬, Dr. Professor 𝐁𝐚𝐴𝐬𝐭𝐟𝐞𝐞𝐝 and IYCF chapter 𝐁𝐚𝐛𝐲'𝐬 and Dr. Jai Singh, who has been a very, very instrumental in carrying out all this program. This is all the thing which is going to be the punchline they have given is very, very clear with a point. One, three, awareness, the key, and avoiding. branches, 32 state branches to carry out this message, along with our vice presidents and executive board member and all the office bearers. I'm sure your thing will make a big difference in the coming future. Best wishes for this program. Back to Samir Dalwai.
Namaskar, and thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful setting the ball rolling as always with the right context and with the right dynamism. I would like to inform our chief guest, sir, and everybody else who's attending today that we have a multi-pronged approach towards taking this entire program towards the community, and the media is one of the most important elements of this multi-pronged approach. And hence, for every event, we have a press release which is specially curated by an expert committee, which comes out with the press release to be circulated across India in multiple regional languages besides English. And it is our proud privilege that our President, Sir Dr. Basavaraj, as well as President-elect Sir Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐴 𝐁𝐵𝐿𝐴 will be releasing this press note. I request Dr. Shruti to be ready with uploading that, and request President Sir and President-elect Sir to declare it as released so that it can be circulated to the press. President Sir, Dr. 𝐁𝐴 sir.
Yeah, we declare that myself and our President Dr. Basavaraj declare that this press note for breastfeeding week promotion is released for praise as well as our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. 𝐁𝐴 sir. I think President sir is facing some challenges with the internet connection. He's been traveling. In spite of that, he has made it possible to join. Basavaraj sir, can you hear us? All right. So we will proceed now. And now it is the turn of our dear President-elect Sir, Dr. 𝐁𝐴 𝐁𝐿𝐴, to offer his comments on this program. Dr. 𝐁𝐴 sir, over to you.
Yeah, good evening all, and namaste to all the mothers on earth who is really supporting to promotion of breastfeeding, and they are making their child healthy, which is the main theme. And we want as a pediatrician to get promoted, and we want that future of India should be healthy and happy. The only the amrut or elixir of life is breastfeeding, you know all. So, dear esteemed members of IAP, my dear friend and respected Dr. Basavaraj, who is the president of our Central IAP 2024, with Sitaraman sir and all my dear colleagues, with respected media persons. As a national president, I welcome you on the occasion of World Breastfeeding Week. That is the inauguration of our press release of our breastfeeding week. So you all know that breastfeeding is the cornerstone of child health, providing essential nutrients, strengthening the immune system, and fostering a deep bond between mother and child. The benefit, nothing to tell you. You are well aware that it extends not only in infancy, but it's a beyond infancy, reducing the risk of chronic conditions such as obesity and diabetes, and definitely for mother. It lowers the risk of certain cancer and enhance the mental well-being, and which produces a strong bond between baby and mother. However, the journey of breastfeeding is not without its challenge. Working mother often face significant hurdles in maintaining breastfeeding practices. That's why, where we, as a member of the Indian Academy of Pediatrics, can make a powerful impact. Firstly, we must advocate for supportive policies and enable mother to breastfeed comfortably and for extended period. This includes pushing for extended maternity leave, which was done by IAP only. Nowadays, it's a 6-month leave, which was done by our esteemed President Dr. Bodhankar and with the help of Dr. Hemant Joshi. But our dream is that it should get extended for 1 year, and not that only. I know that paternity leave is only for 1.5 months. It should get extended by 3 months. That we are going to try as an IAPN. The establishment of breastfeeding friendly workplaces and the provision of lactation room. So we want to make it mandatory that you have seen that in airport and all this places, working places, there is a breastfeeding workplaces. So we want it should happen everywhere, and government should make it mandatory. Why do government, our hospitals, every hospital which is running, it's a whether it's a pediatric hospital, whether it's a maternity hospital, or whether it's a adult hospital, there should be breastfeeding friendly room for a mother, because every hospital there is the mother coming with a baby, and then there is a hesitancy in breastfeeding, and that should not happen. Secondly, our role as a pediatrician extend to educating and empowering parents with accurate information and practical advice on breastfeeding, and that's the thing we are going through this IAP community exam by conducting workshop, creative information material, and utilizing digital platform. We can reach a wider audience and address common misconceptions and challenges. Furthermore, collaboration with local communities and healthcare provider is crucial. So we have to interact and collaborate with the not only government but all NGOs like Alliance, Rotary, so many women's organizations and NGOs. We have to collaborate with them to promote the breastfeeding. We can initiate and support community-based programs that promote breastfeeding awareness and provide support network for mother to fulfill our theme of breastfeeding week, that closing the gap, breastfeeding supports all. In conclusion, the Indian Academy of Pediatrics has the power to lead the way in creating a supportive environment for breastfeeding by advocating for policy changes, educating parents, and collaborating with communities. We can ensure that every mother receives the support she needs to give her child the best start in life. Together, let us make a difference this breastfeeding week and beyond. It should not be restricted only for a week. It should get um, beyond that. And by our earnest request to media person that please disseminate this knowledge and this press release to all your esteemed daily newspaper. And for my members, please disseminate the knowledge of on breastfeeding which is provided by IAP to you in the same content. Don't change it, disseminate it with your photo. So शिशु के स्वस्थ भविष्य के लिए स्तनपान है अमृत तुल्य. आइए इस प्रोत्साहित करें और हर मां को सशक्त बनाएं. थैंक यू वंस अगेन. जय हिंद, जय IAP.
Thank you so much, respected Dr. Vasant Kalatkar sir, and for your guidance. It is now my pleasant duty to invite our immediate past president, dear Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐬𝐭𝐟𝐞𝐞𝐝 for his address. Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐬𝐭𝐿𝐴.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Dr. Samir, and respected President, Dr. G.V. Basavaraj, President-elect Dr. Vasant Kalatkar, Dr. Jahangir Alam, greetings to you, sir, Dr. Sitaraman, sir, and all IYC champions whom I can see here. Each and every one of you are doing a great job as far as early initiation of our exclusive breastfeeding as well as complementary feeding is considered. So it's a great day. All of us know that every year we end July with a ORS week celebration and we begin August with a breastfeeding week celebration. But as Dr. Vasant Kalatkar very rightly said, let it not remain only for a week, and it's a year-round, every day, 365 days, 24/7. We have to be champion, promote, support breastfeeding anywhere, everywhere. So last year, I would just quickly tell you that we had B4E, so that was breastfeeding exclusive early initiation, every baby and everywhere. And that last part of everywhere has been stressed upon this year. I'm very happy to say that. And along with collaboration with UNICEF, we had huge number of workshops conducted in Maharashtra, thanks to IAP leadership as well as the UNICEF leadership from Maharashtra. Similarly, time has come that this should spread across the country. I would just like to make 3 statements as far as breastfeeding and our role as pediatrician. Number 1, each one of us who attends delivery notices the time when the baby cries, notices the time when the first meconium was passed, when the first urine was passed. Why can't we make a mention of when the first breastfeeding was initiated? If we make a mention on paper, I'm sure each one of us will have that commitment that yes, it was initiated in the first 1 hour of life. Number 2, every baby, every time it is any type of delivery, may it be LSCS or may it be a normal delivery, are we all giving our mothers, the babies are put on mother's abdomen even after LSCS? I am very happy and proud to say that wherever I go and attend deliveries, including my hospital, we ensure that the baby is on mother's abdomen. So whether it is LSCS or normal delivery, every baby should be put on breast immediately. Baby once cries has no business to go under radiant warmer. That's number two. And number three, are we providing environment which is conducive to breastfeeding to our own staff, our own nurses, our own IAPs? Are we having flexible timings for them so that we can be supportive of breastfeeding where we are working? Forget talking about others and their community participation. We should be the leaders ourselves, start from ourselves. And then, because mothers who are educated, and it is very important for them to earn also. So, but then unless and until we provide such kind of atmosphere, mother is not going to be exclusively breastfeeding for 6 months. It may go on for 1 or 2 months, 3 months. And once she joins, then it just goes down. So let's all be committed soldiers, not only for early initiation, exclusive, but ensure that every baby everywhere gets this. Thank you so much. Yet another great initiative, feather in the cap of dear Dr. Basavaraj and entire team. And let's all start united and ensure that breastfeeding message goes across and nothing else but breastfeeding for the baby who is born. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Upendra, as passionate as always. And now it's my pleasant duty to invite our dear HSG sir, Professor Dr. Yogesh Parikh, for his address. Dr. Parikh, sir.
Thank you, dear Dr. Shamir Bhai. Today is the 11th segment of our focus on the IAP की बात community के साथ, and today is a very relevant topic and very important in all of us on all our life. The breastfeeding, the nature's perfect start for the baby's growth. And today we have two important dignitaries. Chief guest, Professor Dr. 𝐁𝐴𝐺𝐻 Alam sir, who is the Secretary General of Bangladesh Pediatric Association and the Child Disease Specialist, Professor Head of Pulmonology, Pediatric Rheumatology at the Bangladesh Institute of the Child Health and the Dhaka Sishu Hospital. So, and our own Vice Chancellor of the Indian College of Pediatrics, Dr. Sitaraman sir, who is a teacher of our beloved President, Dr. G. Basavaraj sir. So this is a IAP की बात community के साथ initiative aimed at the spreading authentic, relevant, and the reliable childcare information to our whole country, and especially through our parents, teachers, and those who are attending our pediatric OPD. So this focus and this year's theme of the breastfeeding week, the closing the gap, breastfeeding support for all. It is very important to highlight the various benefits of the breastfeeding. As Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐿𝐴 mentioned, it is elixir for the baby, and it is very important for the both mother and the baby. So we know all here all the IVSF champions, missionary, visionary leaders from the Dr. Banapur Mat sir to Dr. Jain Shah, Dr. Jai Singh, and many more, with our all office bearers, Satish Sharma sir, Singarvelu sir, Dr. Shantanu Dev, Dr. Atanu Badra, and all. So we welcome here our chief guest, Professor Dr. 𝐁𝐴𝐺𝐻 Alam sir. We were together and we have a historic moment on the history created on the last Sunday only with the MOU with the Bangladesh Pediatric Association for all the academic activities and all this research activity and everything with the support of Dr. Atanu Badra. Here, special mention of our Dr. Upendra Kinjwarkar, who mentioned last year program B4E. It was very well conducted in the country, and our IYCF leaders are creating history day by day and year by year. They are working hard for the promotion of the breastfeeding, and if any violation, we are getting that email from anyone from your side for any milk substitute company is approaching to our conferences or anything, then they are all vigilant, very vigilant. And I think every executive board meeting, we are receiving this such type of email and we are working on it. So here our Dr. 𝐁𝐫𝐨𝐰𝐭𝐡 is seen, and our Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐛𝐲'𝐬 all are here for joining this event. My dear friend Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐴 yesterday he already attended one important meeting regarding the IYCF at the Delhi, and I welcome all for this important task. Let us create awareness through the social media, whatever the media we are giving information, let us percolate. And this year we have noticed that all our 370 branches are celebrating the breastfeeding week, and they are reporting in the various groups. So compilation will be the big task this year, as we are getting so much flooded WhatsApp activity related reports and the emails. So thank you very much. Our media committee led by Dr. Geeta Patil Madam, Dr. Samit Dalwai, Dr. Amrish Patil, and Dr. Shantraj Sir, and all those who are involved with our IAP Ki Baat community ke saath. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yogesh Parikh sir, for so quickly summarizing everything that has happened since the this group started working. And now it's my pleasure and honor to invite our National Treasurer, Dr. Atanu Badra, for his address. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Dr. Atanu.
Thank you, Dr. Samir. Every year for the last many years since I am in IAP, every year we do this program. We celebrate, we make the awareness effort of breastfeeding, but still we have a long way to go. It's not that every child, a very small percentage of the child still gets the first breastfeeding as early as possible that we want. So I think plenty of work remains to be done by all of us, not only 45,000 members, but I think all of us, many of us are attached to some hospitals, nursing homes, or super specialty areas. So it's our job and our effort to continue throughout the year this effort so that it shows in the national statistics. And I would request all our dignitaries, EB members, honorable OB members, our spokespersons of this community ke baat, IAP ke baat community ke saath, please think out of the box so that we can find out. We are open, the committee is open to all methods that we can have to reach the community so that breastfeeding, the message goes loud and clear. And just before concluding, I would thank Dr. Samir for crisp comparing, the whole team, including Samir, joining every week with this launching and taking out time to just calling us up and see that we remember that this is an important launching at in the mid of the week. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Atanu. It is your support and your wisdom as well that has driven this process. And I'm just going to take a little departure from the entire proceedings. And before I invite Dr. Amresh to speak, I'm going to request my colleague, Shruti ma'am, to just display one picture here. And you'll all be stunned by what this picture is. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of us try to reach out to as many people as possible and take the message of the Academy to as many people as possible, not only in India, but abroad. And with this aim in mind, our visionary president, Dr. Basavaraj, and this entire committee, Dr. Vasant, Dr. Upendra, Dr. Yogesh Bhai, Dr. Atanu, the vice presidents, the executive board members, the office bearers, they came up with this idea of IAP Ki Baat Community Ke Saath on social media. And we said that there is no point investing in a program, time, money, effort, resources, unless there is an impact. So we've been tracking how this impact is panning out. And ladies and gentlemen, just 6 months into this program, here are the statistics on Facebook and Instagram, which are possibly the two commonest social media platforms seen by the common man. Twitter is probably more political or business wise. If you see the reach of this program on Facebook has gone to 2.3 million people. It's an increase of a huge percentage already. But the content interactions where actually people have gone and studied their content and downloaded it and have worked on it is 178,000. That is 178,000 interactions on Facebook. The followers have increased to almost 10,000. And link clicks, like people who click on the link, has been 12,000. That's almost a 44,000% increase. On Instagram, our posts, our program has managed to reach 1.1 million people. That's an increase of 326% from where we started just 6 months back. Content interactions on Instagram, as you will see, is even more. 2,26,000 interactions of the content, where people have looked at the content, taken photographs, screenshots, downloaded, shared, etc. The followers have increased to 9,000, and the link clicks is 3,000 link clicks. We have seen a growth of almost 100%. Let me tell you, this is all organic. We are not doing anything to boost this. It's only the content which is being put out and the content generated by the IAP members. All of you who have been part of all the scientific committees, and more than that, all of you who take this on a daily, weekly basis and share it in the community across the country, on your own social media, in your own medical colleges, in your own patient group, and everywhere. So a big round of applause to the entire Indian Academy of Pediatrics and all of you, and hats off to the work done, because lakhs and lakhs of people are now benefiting from what the Academy has done for them. So thank you so much, and may we all continue to work like this. I just saw that there were clicks from not just Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, but from Algeria, from Tunisia, from Philippines. So wonderful work. Yogesh bhai, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Same thing I want to mention. It is a global data, not only for the India. So thank you for APA countries, and the special thanks to Dr. Ruhul Amin sir and Dr. Jahangir sir, because the more data from the Dhaka and the surrounding area, I have observed that, because I am monitoring that this social media platform also with the Shruti. So I am noticing everything, whatever the Samir inform us. Algeria and even the UK and American country also, they are following this content, and our IP Ki Baat community ke saath. So it is great. Hats off all the media committee and all our scientific committee members for this wonderful support. Thank you, and special thanks to Stuti Bardwaj for this media content delivery to all social platforms.
I want to mention special. So really, IAP reaching to community definitely. That's a special thanks goes to media committee, Dr. K.S. Multani, Dr. Arundhati Patil, Dr. Surendra Bis, Dr. Satish Agrawal, Dr. Dipendu Rai Chaudhary, Dr. Jagruti, Dr. Kotaru, and Dr. Pawan Kalyan. But Manjil abhi baki hai. We have to reach more and more people. I know media committee is working hard. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. And one of the main reasons of this success, and by the way, Yogesh bhai mentioned, so Ms. Shruti Bharadwaj, she's here on the video. She's our content partner, and she's the one who spends day and night for making all those wonderful posters, videos, and those links, which we'll be showing in a bit. So thank you, Shruti, as Yogesh bhai has rightly said. Now, the reason that thing works is when there is a follow-up. And we don't just, inaugurate events and forget about it, but the work is followed up. And to recount what was the work done for the past event, so the ORS event that we had, I now request my dear friend Dr. Amresh Patil from the Scientific Media Committee to please present the work done. Dr. Amresh, over to you, bhai.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. My humble pranams to all the doyens of pediatrics. There's a saying that pie saved is a pie earned. Like a baby help is a baby saved. So we have been reached IP Ki Baat Duniya Ke Saath. And the amount of programs which have been conducted over the past 1 week is unimaginable. And to make that into a video and to show us is just a tip of the iceberg. Still more data to compile, as the Yogesh sir has told. Hats off to each and every IAPM from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We should say from North Pole to South Pole for being this part of this wonderful initiative. I would like to request the media team to kindly play, and also request all the IAP members to kindly support by sharing all these materials in all the languages, so that we can help each and every child of this wonderful country and make them a wonderful human being. Thank you. I would like to ask the media to kindly play.
Oh,
but the message is one IAP, one bath, and will let us work together. Thank you. Over to Samir Bhai.
This is for sure one IAP, one bath, and that's absolutely right. Well said, Amrish Bhai. As always, you come up with some nice comments. So wonderful work. What we have done for ORS already. The reason of the success actually is the amazing work done by so many people behind the scenes, and there is an expert committee appointed for each of these topics. And there has been an expert committee in the same way appointed for breastfeeding, nature's perfect start for the baby. And this expert committee is headed by none other than Dr. Ketan Bararwa, my dear friend from Gujarat, and he will now give us an idea about what message should go to the people. Ketan Bhai, it's over to you. I'll request you also to name the other members of your committee so that we acknowledge them.
Welcome,
Ketan Bhai, over to you.
Yeah, welcome, Ketan Bhai. Or passionate IVIC past chairperson.
Dr. Yogesh-ji, Dr.
Ketan Bhai muted, unmute karo.
Okay, I hope now I'm audible. Yeah. Thank you, all the office bearers and the team behind the IAP Ki Baat. Thank you very much, Dr. Yogesh Parikh, Dr. Samir Dilwai, Dr. Basavaraja, the whole team. There are many names to be taken, but I will spare the time for the exact messages that we would like to convey this year. Apart from all the routine messages that we all know, it is very high time that we will do the advocacy for the working women now, because a big segment of the community is now working, and there are lots of problems created by it, and it was our effort that we could make it for 6 months. Now let us have the teamwork for the crash, where more than 50 people are working. It is legally supported. Otherwise that, all our IAP members, they are very keen on promoting this subject for the betterment of the whole world. And we should be working with our counterpart obstetricians also, that the first 3 days are the most crucial days for the success of breastfeeding. Without their support, we cannot do a successful campaign. I'm very happy that this subject has been taken up in the IAP Ki Baat, and these cardinal advices of first hour feeding and exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months, followed by complementary feeding and continuing feeding for more than 2 years with proper responsive feeding, is known to all the pediatricians, we know. But now all the community people will also be talking in the same terms, and this is a great achievement. When the government is also supporting this very noble gesture of IAP, will go a very, very long way in raising very intelligent and peaceful children for our, not only for our nation, but the whole world. Thank you very much to the leadership of IAP. Congratulations again. And we are there at your services anytime you call. We are just a phone call away. Dr. Samir, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ketan Bhai. And let me have the honor to read out the names of all the experts. Unfortunately, we could not have all of you address the gathering, but Dr. Jain Bhai Shah, Dr. Jai Singh sir, Dr. R. Somasekar sir, Dr. Anjali Otev, Dr. Agnimita Giri, Dr. Dasrath Ramaya sir, Dr. Charulata Bapai sir, madam, all of you, thank you very, very much for your kind contribution. And it is this that is standardize the knowledge on this topic across the country. Thank you so much for the same. Now it is my pleasant duty to again invite a dear friend of mine, Dr. Geeta Patil, who has done relentless, consistent work for the scientific committee. Dr. Geeta Patil, and my request is for her to introduce the special chief guest, our dear teacher and senior professor, Dr. Sitaraman sir. Over to Dr. Geeta Patil, madam.
Thank you, Samirji. I think everyone has told that breastfeeding awareness week of IAP has been everywhere more celebrated or maybe creating awareness. And our social media also has become now quite active, and not only in our country, outside the country. So now let us see the NFHS 5 data. What just now I asked Dr. Somshekhar sir, who is who works in a mission mode for propagating the breastfeeding. So NFHS 5 data tells that 41.8% are able to begin breastfeeding within an hour, and 63.7% breastfed exclusively during 0 to 6 months, and 45.9% timely complementary feeding at 6 to 8 months. So there is a definitely positive change, but still long way to go. And I'm very proud to say that I'm a part of this IAP Ki Baat community ke saath to propagate and then encourage breastfeeding, not only in one IYCF chapter, but every sub-chapter of IAP or outside IAP, all the community level, it has to be propagated. And it's a great honor for me to introduce Dr. Sitaraman sir. Most of us are familiar with him. He's a former professor, HOD Pediatric, SMS Medical College, Jaipur. Currently, he's a director of Newton Institute of Child and Adolescent Development, Jaipur. We all know that he's a vice chancellor of Indian College of Pediatric. I request Dr. Sitaram sir to unveil one poster.
Yeah.
Shruti
ma'am, can you please display the poster?
Poster.
We request sir to declare.
And welcome all of you to see this beautiful poster, and I hope it will be editorially placed in every nook and corner of the country, and all the clinics, all the places, and all the pediatricians will put it up in the clinic to show it as here. And it's a beautifully designed poster to a total package as breastfeeding, for emphasizing the details of infant growth, the development, protection, and even the genetic information to the infant. This is perfectly designed to the newer mothers and the modern mothers who are very keen to show that their genetic outcome in their children is absolutely appropriate. And this actually reflects upon this philosophy that the breast milk can help the child to develop in a more appropriate manner, and is genetically can also be modulated by breast milk, which was still been a feather in the cap as far as the philosophy of breast milk promotion is concerned. Yes, I'll revert back to Dr. Samir or Geeta. I hope this poster is taken up by all the pediatricians and put up in the clinics for viewing, and also translated into regional languages so that everyone gets the benefit of understanding the posters.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Shruti ma'am, is the video ready?
So just give me some short introduction of Jahangir Alam sir. See, in spite of such a turmoil and turbulence going on, when we were discussing with him whether internet is going to be there or not, when I called up in the morning, he was so enthusiastic. He told that I'm going to join. So that was a great thing for us to know that his interest in academics. So I think already Yogesh Parikh sir has told about him, that he is the honorary secretary general of Bangladesh Pediatric Association. But he is a professor. He's serving as a professor and head of the Department of Respiratory Medicine and director at Bangladesh Shishu Hospital and Institute in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Apart from his role in the hospital, he is a secretary and he has many roles to play. So he's the course director for the FCPS course at the Bangladesh Institute of Child Health and the training coordinator for IMCI training. He is the editor of the Dhaka Shishu Hospital Journal and executive editor of the Bangladesh Private Medical Practitioner Journal. Throughout his career, he has held significant positions. He is a scientific secretary for the Bangladesh Pediatric Society. Right now, he's a vice president of the Pali Shishu Foundation of Bangladesh and the health secretary of the Greater Faridapur Kalyan Samiti. He is an accomplished academician who has published 65 papers in various national and international journals. He has guided many postgraduate. He is a guest lecturer for many international conferences, some of them in Sydney, Singapore, China, India, Philippines, Sri Lanka, many conferences. So in spite of such a turmoil and turbulence, he joining for this our IAP Ki Baat community ke saath as a chief guest shows that his interest and passion for the academics. Over to Dr. Jahangir sir, and he is going to unveil the video. Shruti?
Dr. Jahangir sir, we request you to declare the video and then we will play it.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Geeta Patil ji, for introducing me so nicely. I am not so much enthusiastic as you presented me in this gathering. First of all, this is a beautiful picture, and I want to unveiling this picture. And this is the picture not for Bangladesh; it is for the universe. I want in unveiling this picture.
We all know that breastfeeding is the best perfect start for a baby's growth. Today, IAP will address some common questions and concerns to help new mothers navigate this beautiful journey. Should you nurse your baby on one side or both? The initial breast milk, known as foremilk, is rich in carbohydrates. The hind milk, which comes later, contains more fat. It's best to allow your baby to empty one breast fully before switching to the other. How long does it take for a baby to get satisfied? This can range from 5 to 30 minutes. With an average of 10 to 15 minutes, babies know when they're full and will naturally stop feeding. Newborns need to be fed at least 8 to 10 times in 24 hours, including nighttime feeds. Watch for hunger cues and gently wake your baby if they sleep for long periods. Does breastfeeding make mothers tired? Initial weeks can be exhausting, but this is usually due to the dual responsibilities and not breastfeeding itself. Adequate nutrition and rest are crucial. Does breast size affect milk production? Absolutely not. All sizes are capable of producing adequate milk. Do breastfed babies need vitamin supplements? Typically, only vitamin D is required at a dose of 400 IU per day for the first year. Other supplements may be needed based on medical advice. What if your baby appears yellow? Mild jaundice is common and usually resolves by the 12th day. Continue breastfeeding and consult a pediatrician if concerned. Can a mother's illness affect breastfeeding? Most common illnesses don't require stopping breastfeeding. However, precautions like wearing a mask can prevent the spread of cold viruses. Can breastfeeding continue after a cesarean section? Yes, it can. Support from family can make this easier. Is breastfeeding safe during pregnancy? Yes, with proper nutrition, it can continue without harm to the mother or baby. What if your baby feeds more at night? This is normal as the hormone prolactin, which aids milk production, is more active at night. How should you keep your breasts clean? Simple washing with mild soap during a bath is sufficient. Avoid rigorous washing which can cause dryness. Are traditional herbs necessary for babies? Not at all. Trust nature and stick to breastfeeding. Many traditional remedies can be harmful. Can breast milk be donated? Yes, in cases where a baby cannot nurse directly, donor milk is a good alternative. Donors should be healthy and free of infections. Breastfeeding is a natural, beneficial practice for both mother and baby. We hope this video has answered your questions and eased your journey. Remember, every drop counts and every moment matters. For more information, consult your pediatrician or a lactation consultant. Happy breastfeeding. Thank you for watching and best wishes on this wonderful journey of motherhood.
Thank you very much by watching this video. It's excellent and it's beautiful, and it should be distributed throughout the India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and all the Saba countries, and it will be very much beneficial for the breast and also in the community people. Thank you very much for unveiling this video. I am very much honored in front of this August gathering. I must first of all, I thanks to Samir and Dr. Geeta Patel for inviting me as a chief guest of this August gathering. And everybody, I must give a special thanks to our honorable special guest also, Dr. Sitaramji and Dr. Meera Sivanji, and also to President-elect and President of IAP and Honorary Secretary General of IAP, the Bashanji, and also ex IAP President, immediate past President Upendraji, and 𝐁𝐫𝐸 Raja and Yogesh Parekh. And I must give thanks to the all the vice president of different institutes and different regions of this India. First of all, I want to see the first August month is the breastfeeding month, and first week of the August month is breastfeeding week, and this is the breastfeeding awareness week. I must say something about this breastfeeding. Actually, Winston Churchill is told that there is no financed investment in the community other than breast milk, and our Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore also has told that the nature has designed the provision the baby should be taken by his own mother's milk. This is the things you have to own this. In before 1940, before the Second World War, there was in India and Bangladesh is a breastfeeding culture country, you know. And before 1940, everybody, near about 99% mothers should give their breast milk to their baby. But the exclusive breastfeeding culture has been declining day by day. And most probably in your country, I don't know about my country, it comes up to 60%. And recently I have done a study where breastfeeding, I have found that throughout the community in this country and 64 districts of our country, I have done a study of exclusive breastfeeding status of Bangladesh and policy landscape analysis, and I have found that 74% of exclusive breastfeeding in the community is there in our country. It is rising day by day, but still we have to go long way to reach up to the marks in everything. But your themes, I have excellent themes. The IAP ke baat and community ke saath, I must pleased to see that it is an excellent one, and we have shown this poster and a video, and it should be communicated with throughout the community and different poster and presentation, and people, media, mass media, and especially the media population. You have to introduce this video to increase the breastfeeding and for the protection of the breastfeeding in our country. Everybody will know that there is a strong breastfeeding law in your country, and also in our country, there is a code of conduct of breastfeeding, but it is strong enough. But if you want to maintain this breastfeeding law, the breastfeeding status will be increasing in your country and also in our country also. But we are trying our level best to improve the breastfeeding. But there is some problem of the breastfeeding subsistence company. You know, they are continuously hammering our population and hammering our pediatrician and gynecologists. They used to give their products that they have to advertise their product. It is prohibited to our breastfeeding code. If we maintain the breastfeeding code of law, then the breastfeeding status of this country and your country also be increased in a great way. That is why this is the problem in our country and also most probably other countries also. And everybody know the status of the breastfeeding and the beneficial effect of breastfeeding. And there are good things, that is that talency of the breastfeeding talent people who are usually got the breastfeeding from their mother, and the intelligence of the of a baby is increased by taking the breastfeeding up to exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months and 24 hours. The total breastfeeding period, as and the religious also say that this is the period of breastfeeding other than with complementary feeding. Actually, everybody we know, but we have to go a long way to deliberate and to accelerate this content that you have mentioned, the IAP ke saath, the community, IAP ke baat and community ke saath to the community, and we have to increase the breastfeeding to the population. Other problem is the serving mother, community mother, they are working mother, and everywhere, every hospital should be baby friendly hospital, and everywhere there should be breastfeeding corner. And breastfeeding corner should every industry, every working place, there is a mother can easily go there and take the breast baby to the for their breast milk, and it will effective breastfeeding, and we want to increase the breastfeeding status of the community and the total community of the India and also for Bangladesh. You have to do the baby friendly hospital and also the breastfeeding corner in different areas where the working mothers are doing their work, and they can easily go in and take their breast milk to their baby also. With these few things, I must thanks to everybody. I must thank the organizer and give me the opportunity to be here to say something in front as a chief guest, and the honor you have given. I am very much pleased as a Bangladesh Pediatric Association I must give a special thanks to all this. This much I have to stop here, and thank you very much again. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Over to Dr. Sameer ji.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jahangir sir. Thank you so much for your kind presence. And we request Dr. Sitaraman sir for his address.
I thank Dr. Basaraja and all our EB members and the whole team for inviting me for this particular event. I'm actually delighted to note that this IAP's program on Community Ke Saath is making such a tremendous impact in our day-to-day lives. I had always felt that, yes, our body being like this should have a deep community reach, and this is a very good initiative. And as far as breastfeeding concerned, we have been working for breastfeeding for last so many decades now. I remember even before in 90s when we were really promoting it so well, working so hard, yet never to reach that 100% target. After we started our child comprehensive lactation management centers, we realized that one of the major issues which one has to address for promotion of breastfeeding is to ensure that you solve the problems of the mother. Once we started solving the small elementary problems in the mother, like retracted nipples or inadequate breast milk, these smaller issues, or even when the initiation of lactation, and once we started addressing these problems, the whole percentage of the successful breastfeeding rose up to 98% in our own institution at the time of discharge. And that was one thing which made us think that whether we should have everyone trained in the labor room and the newborn unit on how to deal with a mother who has got feeding problems. Just asking the mother whether your child feeding is well is not adequate. You have to ask her whether you are facing any problems or not. The second issue which I felt was very important is that we always are trying to promote that the mothers should be feeding within the first half an hour to 1 hour. We made a sort of an attempt to ensure that the baby is not brought outside from the labor room to show it to the relatives, which has been the custom at least here in our state, which actually detached the baby from the mother for the time. We ensured that we on the labor rooms that put up a notice on the outside that the baby is not going to be brought out from the labor room or the theater or where the mother is before 1 hour. This mere message was adequate to ensure that we didn't have to compel or make the mother feed the baby. Automatically, the child cried and the breast crawl took place and the baby fed. So if we are able to put it in the front of the labor room that please do not shift the baby before 1 hour and separate it from the mother. and closing the gap is an appropriate tapping when we are considering a zero separation. Zero separation is to be inculcated right from the very 1 hour, first hour of the baby. And the moment the baby is born, the zero separation should be given in, and should be big notification right on the labor room and the wards that this is what we are going to practice. And the third thing which I was very concerned about was that, are we going to address breastfeeding only after the baby is born? No. Right from antenatal period, we have to ensure that the breastfeeding concept should be ingrained into the mother, and the posters which are currently being uploaded should be put up everywhere, even during the antenatal clinics. It's not only pediatricians' prerogative, it is also an equal responsibility of the obstetrician to ensure that breastfeeding is one of the first feeds the child receives. Then the second aspect about the hind milk and the promotion of the colostrum, which should be promoted as the first vaccination. Parents are so keen to think about how my child is going to be vaccinated. If you just ensure that the breast milk is going to be the first vaccine the child receives, it will be a great deal, reassurance for the mother that my child is not going to fall sick. Apart from that, the financial implications of breastfeeding has been already been elaborated upon, and that should be there in countries where low income group and middle income group, the breastfeeding has to be promoted in a manner which also signifies and imposes upon the family that the financial implications of exclusive breastfeeding has to be sort of graphic, it should be dramatically presented to the families. And that's how that kind of message goes down very, very, well with the patients, including the families, because without the family support, we don't expect the mothers to be feeding well. And the last point I want is that we should have creches and breastfeeding rooms in every nook and corner of the place, whether it is the malls, it is the hospitals, even the hospitals. Until we don't promote for our own staff that breastfeeding is to be promoted, how can we say encourage them to talk about breastfeeding to their own patients? We wanted nurses who are breastfeeding successfully should actually be given the opportunity to feed their own babies during the hospital hours when they dine after 6 months also. For this, you need creches, and I think that has to be promoted by every hospital. Your staff is convinced about it, they will promote the breastfeeding automatically. And so is with the places. There is a conscious, I found that mothers are getting increasingly conscious about breastfeeding in public. Where are the breastfeeding chambers? Some airports have, some railway stations do have, including in Jaipur we have, but that's not adequate. We do need to have neat places where the mothers can feed the baby anywhere. Yeah, and the kind of shyness they have during that feeding has to be overcome. And that would be taken care of by providing them adequate, safe, clean spaces in all areas where the community is working. And with that, I must thank you for inviting me for this. It has been I'm delighted to ensure that we are promoting it in this manner. The beautiful videos, beautiful posters, and I hope every pediatrician takes it to heart. 44, it's not only the pediatricians, the ops people should be there, and of course the public has to be taken care of. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you, Samir, for introducing me, and Dr. Geeta Patil, and all the IAP members, including Professor Basavaraja, for having given me the time to speak to you with my heart, which is a thing which is close to my heart, and wish you all the best for this posters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, respected sir. Thank you very much. I've just been informed by our President-elect, Dr. Vasan, that Dr. Charulta Bapai from Foxy has also collaborated for this entire scientific work. Is Dr. Charulta here? Unfortunately, I can't see her in the list of participants as well. So we will go on now to request our Senior Vice President, Dr. Satish Sharma, sir, for his quick address to all of us. Dr. Sharma, sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sameer. Our vibrant National President, Dr. 𝐁𝐫𝐸 Basavaraja, Dr. Vasanji, Dr. Upinder, HSG, Dr. 𝐿, Dr. Atanji, and our today's chief guest, Dr. 𝐁𝐵𝐸, Dr. Sitaramanji, and this Vice President, Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐬𝐿, Dr. Ajay Srivastava, Stantune, all, and Dr. Geeta Patil and team, IFCF officials, Dr. Jain Shah, Dr. 𝐁𝐵𝐸, Dr. Somashekar, Dr. Ketan, and all other teams. I think we should also emphasize the benefit not only to the baby, but benefit to the mother as well. That if we breastfed, the decreased incidence of the cancer of the breast, ovaries, and the uterus also, and it worked as a family planning for some important provide this colostrum. We also emphasize that this work as a first vaccine rich in antibodies. And then emphasis should be that if we adopt breastfeeding in more than 90% of the mother, then we can reduce the incidence of neonatal mortality to the tune of 20-25%. This should be, and we should also, some myth should be that some parents and mother, they are going for the milk testing, baby gets diarrhea. There is some fault in our milk. This should be disgraced. And we should say that animal milk is for animal babies, human milk is for human babies. I am stressing upon this, we should all stress. And I hope and that this program will go ahead and all of us will make it a successful program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, dear sir. It's now my request, Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐬𝐿, our Vice President, South Zone, for his quick address, sir. Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐬𝐿.
Thank you, Dr. Sameer. It's a great privilege and honor for me because I've been involved since the day of inception of this week since 1995. This year it is a very big day under the leadership of Dr. Basavaraj, Vasantji, Yogesh Parikji, and Atanu and my co-VPs and OBs with this program because of the big scientific committee of IAP के बाद community के साथ and media committee, which makes all our 45,000 members in one voice, so that definitely this year it is going to be definitely a big hit, so that it will reach the community in a bigger way, the importance of the breastfeeding, and definitely it will help to reduce our neonatal and under-5 mortality. And as our chief guest today, with all the turmoil in Bangladesh, he has joined, and our guest of honor, Sitaraman sir, very clearly explained what I've been doing over years, and definitely the members who are listening this will be much benefited. So I am extremely thankful for the vision of this module of breastfeeding, done the videos and all the slogans which are done is very useful and helpful to all our members, which can easily spread to the community. I once again congratulate the media and scientific committee of IAP के बाद, and also the members of ISCF who was all joined here, and they, with their support, definitely we can make a big hit this year. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's my duty to request our Vice President, Central Zone, Dr. Ajay Srivastava, for his address. Ajay bhai, over to you.
Thank you, Sameer bhai. My regards to all respected dignitaries here. All of us agree that exclusive breastfeeding is without doubt one of the most effective tools for well-being of children. But due to so many reasons, the exact prevalence of this exclusive breastfeeding it remains below our expectation. And we have got and we have revived this opportunity in this fortnight, and I guess it has the potential to grab the best episode of this series. Thank you, think tank, for giving us all the arsenal, and we have to just take use of all the materials which have been supplied by our media team and all. All of us, most of us must have heard that dialogue, na? Agar maa ka doodh piya hai to samne aa. That powerful line from movie Lawaris features Amitabh Bachchan, and that emphasizes the significance of breastfeeding. Mind that he had not mentioned like अगर पैकेट का दूध पिया है तो सामने आ. So it is in our culture and all that. And but on last we all agree that माँ के दूध का बखान मेरे लिए कहाँ आसान है. माँ के दूध का बखान मेरे लिए कहाँ आसान है, क्योंकि माँ का दूध अमृत समान है. So let us take it place and do our best in this fortnight. Thank you.
अजय भाई की बात हो और शायरी न हो, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता. So thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Shantanu, our Vice President East Zone, for his comments. Dr. Shantanu, sir. He's traveling, so the video may not be able to put on his set, but please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm switching off my video because of the poor bandwidth.
Yes,
so
yes.
regards to everybody, my president sir, and all the dignitaries who are present on this dais, and including my friend Professor Dr. Jahangir, whom I met 48 hours back in Kolkata. Awesome work by the media scientific teams of IAP की बात community के साथ, and ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग के बारे में जितना भी बोला जाए वो कम है, because we need to keep on reiterating, reinforcing, giving the science, giving the reasons for so that we do not fall behind in our breastfeeding rates. Dr. Sitaraman sir pointed out that we really have, our hospitals are actually not very conducive for promoting breastfeeding early, and we have our research in our institute also shows that we have several barriers to promoting early breastfeeding in our hospitals also. So all these I hope will get dissolved slowly, and then it is with the effort of everybody amongst us and also the community that we can go ahead. Thank you very much, and I am keeping it short because I may be locked out at any moment. Thank you, Dr. Samir.
Thank you, Dr. Shantanu. And before we go for the vote of thanks, President sir has informed me of the contribution of Dr. Charulata Bapai from Foxy. Madam, quickly a few words from you, and so kind of you to grace this occasion.
So firstly, thank you so much, Dr. Samir, and indeed a pleasure to be in this August gathering of pediatricians and Dr. Kalatkar. Thank you so much for inviting me for this particular meeting. I think all of us are so busy with the current breastfeeding week celebrations that, it is very heartening to see that so many organizations, whether they are the nursing staff, whether they're the pediatricians, whether they're the obstetricians, all of them doing their bit for society. Today, I stand in front of you as the chairperson of the Study on Female Breast Committee of Foxy. And let me assure you that we obstetricians are also doing our bit to encourage and enhance the rates of breastfeeding. I have been fortunate to be in a committee which has a social as well as an academic angle. And all our committee members are, pitching in, doing various activities and programs all across the country. Tomorrow, we also have Foxy level webinar on breastfeeding and breast health. And it is, I'm also a part of the group where Dr. Geeta has added me. And I can see that so much work is being done at your level. So we are with y'all, and we would really like to, associate with all of you in a much bigger way, so that we take this, this situation of increasing breastfeeding awareness to a bigger level, and we can achieve almost 100% exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life, and complementary feeding for at least 2 years beyond that. So thank you, Dr. Vasan Kalatkar. Thank you, Dr. Samir, and all the esteemed faculty out here for having me here as a part of your particular program. Thank you so much.
Charu, madam,
thank you.
Your contribution. My request to you, please disseminate this or message to your Foxy member, and please display those posters, tomorrow's posters in your program tomorrow, please.
100%, Dr. Vasant. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you and namaskar, madam. And now Dr. Atul Kulkarni, Vice President from the West Zone. I couldn't find him, his attendance here. Atul, are you there? All right. So now it's my pleasant duty to hand over for the vote of thanks to our dear senior brother, Dr. Kishore Bandur, sir, who heads the monitoring committee and has some phenomenal work in this regard. Kishore, sir, over to you for the vote of thanks. And we will conclude after that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Samir, for that kind words of introduction to me. And it has been probably patented on me to provide the vote of thanks for the past few programs of the IAP की बात community के साथ. On behalf of this very important program of IAP, the IAP Ki Baat Community Ke Saath, I stand before you to propose a vote of gratitude to each one of you who have attended this program, made this program a big success. Before I start off my program, there has been a small hitch in the video that was shown, and a lot of corrections are needed. So please excuse us for that. And I'm sure our scientific committee, the media committee, as it is at work even now to see that it is rectified. And I'm sure this corrected version of that would be provided to the community, and what was shown in this program would definitely not go in the committee. So barring that, yes, we have come to the end of a very, very important session on the 11th program of the IAP Ki Baat Community Ke Saath. And as Dr. Samir puts it, along with Dr. Yogesh-bhai and Shruti, that we have made a definite impact, not only in India, but in our neighboring countries and far off also. And I'm sure with the help of all the spokespersons, the vice presidents, the committee members of the IAP, it is going to reach to more and more of the community in the days to come. And this will be a set of, scientific knowledge for the community to bank upon, rather than to go to places like the Google, etc., where all sorts of messages are there. But authentic, reliable research material is what IAP is giving out through these messages in the different things. So today we spoke about breastfeeding, and I'm grateful to the office bearers of the IAP, Dr. G.V. Basavaraja, IAP President, Dr. Vasant Kalatkar, the incoming President of 2025, Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐬𝐿, who made a very passionate plea about putting the child to the breast in the first, immediately after birth, etc., and how he is training his people in his hospital and elsewhere. So these are points that we could well take in our own day-to-day practice. To Dr. Yogesh Parikh, our very enthusiastic Honorary Secretary, Dr. Athanu Badra, our Treasurer, and to all the Vice Presidents, the Dr. Santanu Dev, Dr. Shingaru, Dr. Atul Kulkarni, Dr. Ajay Srivatsava, and Dr. Satish Sharma, who have percolated this message of IAP Ki Baat to all their zones, and all the spokespersons who are present here for having taken up our program in such a big way and making a very significant impact in the society. Our joint secretaries, Dr. Paramanand and Dr. Ruchira Gupta, if they are here, a big thank you to each one of you. To all the executive board members, without whom this program would definitely not be a success, taking this program each and every state and district of whom they represent, and a big thank you to all of these persons, and also to the spokespersons. Well, the biggest thanks of mine are to Professor Jahangir Alam, who, amidst all of the issues that are going on back home, I, like Santanu Dev, met him about 2 days ago at the Asthma Con in Calcutta, and he left a little early because of his connections, flights, etc. But I found him to be an exceedingly erudite, well-spoken, well-mannered gentleman, and my sincere thanks to you, sir, for bringing up issues on breastfeeding, and your guidance and valuable inputs to this program has added sheen to this program that we did today. To my, Basavaraja's teacher, and a teacher for all of us, Dr. Sita Raman, who gave us important 3 points about how breastfeeding. These were really practical points. It is not something from the textbook that he gave, but then from where he learned it over or inculcated these habits into his students, into his patients, into the community that he serves. This is where, all of this, what we talk is, walking the talk is what Professor Sita Raman does. And from your talk, sir, we could make out the passion that you have for the cause of breastfeeding. We thank you immensely from the IAP for being part of this important program. To the scientific committee headed by Dr. Piyali Bhattacharya and her team, and also to the scientific committee for this particular program, Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐚𝐬𝐭𝐟𝐞𝐞𝐝 as the convener, members of the IYCF, Dr. 𝐁𝐚𝐻, Dr. R. Somashekhar, Dr. Anjali Otev, Agnimita Giri, Dr. Dasharatha Ramaya, and from the FOXI, Dr. Charulata Bape, who has promised that this message would be taken up by the members of the FOXI. Thank you, madam, for that assurance of yours. We are grateful to all of you for having made this program so interesting and important. Our own national coordinators of the IAP ke baad, community ke baad, I cannot forget Dr. Geeta Patil, guiding, going in day in and day out, because so many programs are being brought out. Just about 6 days ago, we released the ORS program, and within 6 days. So sometimes some small mistakes, errors do creep in. Please bear with us. We are at it to correct and rectify this program. To Dr. Samir Dalwai, what should I say? A special note of thanks to you, Dr. Samir, for skillfully moderating the sessions all along and ensuring a smooth flow of dialogue throughout the webinar. Your adept handling of the discussions made this event both engaging and enlightening. To Dr. Santaraj from the monitoring committee, Dr. Amrish Patil, as usual, liaising with all of us, and also to the various members of the various teams to bring on this particular program. I am seeing past presidents, Dr. Uday Bondarunkar and Pramod Jog, etc., the members of the IYCF, my own mentor and a senior member from Karnataka, Dr. Banapur Mat. I saw Dr. Keshavallu and Dr. Mallikarjun in the chat box. So a big thank you to all the IYCF members who participated in this program and made this a big success. A special thanks to the team, the technical team led by Shruti and others, without whom we could not probably conduct this program in such a good manner. As we conclude this webinar, let us carry forward the knowledge gained and the connections made today to continue our pursuit of academic excellence and collaborative learning. Thank you once again to all our speakers, our participants, organizers, and supporters, and to all the delegates who have attended this program in spite of your busy schedule. Your collective efforts have made this webinar a memorable and enriching experience. Wish you all continued success in your academic endeavors, and thank you once again for the opportunity provided to thank each one of you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you once again. And a small note I wanted to make, I made a note when I was seeing this program, is how blessed are these women who are mothers who could breastfeed. My only worry, I was always saying that I'm proud to be born a male, but look at what the mother can contribute to the upbringing of a small child. I wish there would be a scientific advance somewhere where a male can also breastfeed and bond with the child much more than what a father now can bond with it. There is no other better bonding than breastfeeding, and that is why that mother-child bond is something which cannot be broken. So I believe in the mammalian species, there is only one mammal, and that is supposed to be the fruit bat of somewhere in Malaysian tropical forest, which a male fruit bat feeds the young one of it. So this is the only incidence or the instant where a male mammal can breastfeed a female, feed a child. I view the day we are not feeding our own babies. Thank you once again.
Thank you, respected sir. Thank you, respected Jahangir sir, Dr. Sitaraman sir, all our respected guests, all the office bearers. Thank you very much. And on this great note of Maa Ka Pyar Sabke Saath, thank you very much. Thank you, Vasant sir. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very
sir.
much
Thank
from
you,
Bangladesh.
Samir bhai.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you,
Thank you.
Bangladesh
Thank you.
Pediatric Association. Thank you, everybody. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank
sir.
you,
behalf of
Dr.
IBCF
Jahangir,
chapter.
sir. So
Thank
nice
you,
of
sir. It
you
was a
to
great
have met
collective effort
again
by
in
all, sir. Thank
48
you so
hours.
much, sir.
Sure.
Sure.